When you left in 2013, you were very vocal about steroids in the sport and the fact that nothing was being done about it. And let's be honest, nothing was being done about it then. And people don't remember, there was no USADA back in 13. And a lot of people say that, they started testing, because people like you just, were vocal about it and left. How much of that was the reason you left? I mean, as a fighter, you see things behind the scenes that we don't see. You hear the whispers, the trainers, you kind of know what's going on. And I know that was something you always talked about and it bothered you. So maybe you can speak on that and have things changed today.
Yeah, of course, I know a lot of stuff. I have a lot of information that I can't and I will never reveal to the public because I don't want to point fingers at nobody because, I believe if you take out one person that cheats, like another one will come. I think it need to change. They need to change the system, and they did. So at the time, before I took my long layoff, sorry, my break, I had a lot of problem with that. I wanted to fight to implement testing into the sport because, it's not a game. What we do, it's a sport, but it's a very dangerous sport. So if you add drugs on top of that, the result can be a catastrophe. And I felt like the UFC knew it, but at the time didn't want to do anything about it. That's why I was crazy. I felt like I was fighting not only against my opponent, I was fighting against the system as well and the entire organization. And it's like everybody knew about it, but nobody said anything. So in a way, I took a long time off, and I'm glad that I don't know if it did make a difference, but I think it did. That UFC made change their stance on that, and now they have USADA. It's not perfect, still it's not, but it's much better than it is. And as you can see, a lot of their hero has fallen from that. Because I knew that if they would have done that, a lot of the big name would have fallen, and it was very damageable at first for the UFC, I believe, because a lot of their headliners they fall, but on the long term, I believe it's a good thing because it will add prestige to the organization and to the sport.
Do you think steroids help in fighting?
Oh, 100%, 100%. I've trained with guys that are sometime on cycle. Like they're not even the same guys. Like their strength, their recuperation, their power, their clarity. Because when you fight and you get tired, all your repertoire of technique narrows down because when you get tired, you always goes back at what you're the most comfortable to do, what you do best. So if you get a better stamina, a better physical attribute, it will make you, it will make you a better fighter, 100%. The thing is, fighting mixed martial art, it's a sport that you cannot measure. You can only speculate, like it's more subjective. But take, for example, 100 meters or Olympic lifting or any sport that you have an instrument of measurement that you can measure, like the cyclist. It makes an incredible, huge difference. It's huge. It's night and days. So if you take a guy that is on steroid and the same guy who is not on steroid, it's not even close, And I don't blame the person because the person sometimes it makes a difference in between millions of dollars or nothing, or getting into UFC or not. So it's not to point finger at a specific individual. You need to change the system, and by changing the system, that's the solution to the problem.
What about other things like high-level nootropics, and then if we go into the future, it's like gene therapy? I mean, there's probably a lot of different substances that can affect a fight, right? Even a strong nootropic could change a fight, right?
Absolutely. They have even steroid in shooting,
Really?
It's in everything. It make you just better. That's where the technology is, and 100%. I've trained. I've worked out with many guys that are openly say it. They're like, oh, I'm on this, I'm on that, and man, they're not even the same person when they are and when they aren't. It's it's a huge game changer. And I am not against the steroid. I mean, in a way, I'm against it if you sign a contract that stipulate that you will play fair, and you shake the guy's hand and you say, I'm gonna play fair. I'm not gonna use any unfair advantage. However, if you're older and you're not competing, and I don't know, your health suffer, and you need something to boost to increase your quality of life, of course, go for it 100%. I'm not against it. I'm against it when it's for the sport and it's cheating. I'm not against technology when it can increase the quality of life of someone.
Okay, so back to fairness. That's the martial artist in you, isn't it?
Yes, it's part of our martial art ideology. You know, it's to be fair. You know, it's very important.